Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to go over the next update for Void Edge of Existence patch 1.2.25. Let us begin. Okay, so there's been quite a lot of patch updates that I did yesterday, and currently as you log in for the first time for the actual game, it will provide you with an error. This is because that the game needs to be actually played. So the best way in order to do that is to actually just play story mode if you see the error sign. However, when it comes towards a new few things, you can see a new button over here. This is because I've added a new feature, which is the difficulties mode. Now, a lot of people, when it came towards the reviews and the updates and the feedback on the Discord, by the way, link in the description if you want to talk to me about any improvements we can do with the game or just anything to do with Void in general when it comes towards manga, blah, 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 all that stuff. Really happy with this. However, when it comes towards Void Edge of Existence patch 1.2.25 with the new difficulty modes, we now have 4 new difficulties. You can select these from the get-go, and what it actually does is it will set you to either easy, normal, mythic or insane. Now, these difficulty modes by default will give you just normal. So normal mode is the game that you guys have actually played. You're just playing it on normal mode. However, we have had in the previous just a patch, that one was actually to decrease the damage done by skeleton mobs and a load of imps as well as all of that. So when it comes towards your baseline creatures, they have had a nerf towards their damage, as some people are finding it a lot harder than the bosses, and I really just want people to just enjoy the game instead of just keep dying all the time. That being said, when it comes towards easy mode, I've got the patch notes right here. If you go to easy mode and you select that, it will be half the difficulty of normal mode. So if you're really struggling with normal mode, then and still after the previous patch, then please go to easy mode. You can actually play through the story much easier through that. However, if you want it a bit harder for yourself, you can try to test out on mythic mode, which is 3 times the version of normal mode. And then insane, basically I've designed insane so you just can't win. I got one shot by a skeleton with myself being highly buffed. Basically that is 10 times the difficulty of normal mode. So how does the difficulty modes work? So I've just explained what the difficulty modes how they actually work. However, how does it interact with your level state? Well, when it comes towards your level state, what it will do is it will calculate everything on the level state, then it will decrease it by the difficulty mode. So say you are on level state 2, but you're on easy mode, it will be equivalent to being on the very first level state of normal mode. Say for instance, if we're on level state 2 again, but we are on mythic mode, it would be 2 times by 3 because it's 3 times the difficulty of normal mode. So therefore it will be 6 times as hard as a normal mode. So everything gets scaled up really, really high in that sense. This is to give a bit more of an added progressionary thing, and to keep track of this, your highest score will be dictated at the top next to your difficulty modes on the main menu, along with where it's saying error for me at the moment, because I haven't actually logged yet. It will actually tell you what difficulty you got that higher score on. So if you completed it on easy mode, but you got a higher score than normal mode, then it will give you that because it was your highest score on, and then it will tell you the difficulty mode that you did it on. So realistically, if you did it on mythic mode and you got a high score, your highest score on mythic mode, then it will progression up. That being said, when it comes towards any other little updates and bug fixes and all that stuff, we can actually see that the main character Andrel, if we actually go into the game, judging by this, when it comes towards Andrel, we've actually done a increase towards his swords. So the attack range was a little bit short, so I've thereby adjusted it so you can actually hit mobs a little bit further away and have a bit more of a hitbox for when you're actually using your abilities. i.e. if you're using any form of your attacking abilities, it should be able to hit the mobs much easier and overall should adjust to that. When it comes towards platform holes in the core, here I've actually adjusted this so you don't actually have to fall or anything. You've got clean platforms to go alongside. If we head over towards the trials, I've also increased the values towards all of this, and when we jump up we don't actually have to fall or anything. You actually do have a platform to get on top of. However, these ones adjust for these ones, and therefore once you get up to here you can clearly see you have to jump for all of that stuff. Another thing is audio samples. The audio samples for footsteps and attacking abilities are now adjustable on the master volume. So that means that if you adjust your master volume, you shouldn't be able to hear your footsteps. I just noticed that the door one still works, so I'm going to have to adjust that quickly, and that will probably come out later today for the following patch. However, everything else should be quiet if you turn down your master volume, and then you can actually play in a lovely bit of silence for a little bit. That's the bugs that have been fixed. Now improvements. When we're coming on to improvements, the goal widget after the intro. So once you actually started and completed your introduction to the actual game, it will actually give you the accept or decline for the actual game to actually progress. Someone actually said that it doesn't actually tell you what the clear goal is, so I have literally wrote it for you guys in there just to make it incredibly clear. You complete the trials by defeating the bosses, and it just gives you a clear goal. This is the goal of the game. You must defeat all of the bosses and complete all 3 trials to actually complete the game. When it comes towards the next improvement, someone actually mentioned that it would be handy to actually let you know how to skip a cinematic. So I've actually added it in the bottom left hand corner. Whenever a cinematic is playing, it will just show you press escape to exit the game. Well, to exit the cinematic. That is just a nice little widget that I just put there. The functionality was already there, so it was literally just putting some text on the cinematic just to show you guys. That being said, when it comes towards the tutorial, someone actually put forward into one of the reviews that it would be handy if the one actually shows you how to actually jump. So now in the tutorial it will tell you to jump. We're using your spacebar just to make it incredibly clear. Other than that, when it comes towards your audio adjustments, we're going to have to go back to your main menu. You can now adjust the audio within the main menu settings, not just in the game. So you can either do it in game by pressing escape and just adjusting your audio there, or you can do it in the main menu and adjust your audio there as well. That will automatically save for you every time you move the slider to get to your certain desired one. That being said, I'm looking forward to seeing how things will progress in everything going about, and hopefully this will actually work out quite well in the grand scheme of things. Other than that, that is the update for the latest patch. Have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.